Over the last 9 or 10 days, I have been completely shifting the focus of my channel over to hot topics, hot stocks, and everything like that. But one thing that I have posted a lot about in the past, and one thing that I do want to make sure that I am still introducing to my channel every now and then at least, is my dividend investments. I want to still, talk to a lot of my subscribers who are here for the dividends, here for the growth stocks, the value stocks, the portfolio updates, all of those different things. I have not forgot about you guys. Trust me, it has been a lot, putting out a lot of 3 or 4 different videos every single day. But trust me, whenever I tell you, we are still keeping this up. There are certain dividends and there are certain dividend updates and portfolio updates that I will make sure to keep you guys updated about, because I do care about every single person on this channel. And if you are here showing me support, showing me love and appreciation, I'm going to make sure that I reciprocate that and show it back to everyone. But with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. What I will be going ahead and doing is breaking down exactly how much I get paid from my $22,500 stock portfolio. Now, whenever I do talk about these certain stocks, I only have 3 in my portfolio that actually pay dividends. So I'll be focusing on those 3, and I will be breaking down exactly my cost basis, how many shares I have, the dividends, the dividend yield, and all of these different little metrics that are associated with receiving dividends through Robinhood especially. With that being said, if you do find this video valuable or entertaining, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Again, I said it in every video today, but I'm just so excited. We hit 2,000 subscribers. We absolutely smashed past it. We have the best family and the best team on this platform, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, let me know what your guys' dividends payments are. Do all that down in the comment section below. I will always reply there. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump straight into it, and let's see how much I am getting paid currently from my $2,205 stock portfolio. Now, I did want to just start here on my Robinhood portfolio just to show you guys exactly what the portfolio is looking at right now. I guess this is kind of like a portfolio update, but I did just want to show y'all yo, we got smashed in the last week. This is about a $1,500 loss, but we'll talk about that in another day. But whenever I do go over to the website, it will only show 3 stocks because these are the 3 right here that pay me in dividends. But I did want to show you that I do still have my Holion holdings. I still have my BNGO holdings. And then of course I have my other holdings over on Fidelity with Galaxy. But I'm just going to focus on these big 3 right here. So here we are on the overall stock portfolio whenever it comes to the companies that do pay me out in dividends. So first up on the list, we have Apple. So Apple right now, I have 55 shares at an average cost of $111.37. Apple's current stock price is sitting at $132, so I have seen a solid profit of about $1,145. Now, Apple does not pay the most in dividends, but whenever it is a company who grows as fast as they are, we honestly cannot even complain, because the amount that they pay out is just like the little cherry on top. So Apple pays out a dividend yield to me about of 74% because I paid at a lower stock price than it is now, but their current dividend yield is about 0.62%. This means that my annual income is currently sitting at about $45.36. Now, next up on the list, we do have Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, I have 74 shares at an average cost of $48.29. Now, we have seen Coca-Cola's stock price go up to about $51.08, so that has led to me to get a dividend yield on cost of about 3.4%. Well, since I did again purchase this at a lower stock price than it is now, the current dividend yield is a little bit lower than what it is on my cost, and it is sitting at about 3.21%. Now, this has led me to receive an annual income of about $121.62. So right there from these 2 holdings alone, these are my second biggest, right here, the Apple is my second biggest holding, and Coca-Cola is my third biggest holding. And from these 2 alone, I am holding about $166 in dividend payments every single year. Now, of course, I did save the biggest one for last, as this company right here is one that I am absolutely obsessed with. Now, I will go ahead and I'm going to jump back over onto Robinhood, because a lot of you guys were confused as to why in the world my portfolio was so poorly balanced out. As you can see, the equity in all of these 3 right here is just not even remotely close. Now, I will say that what I did was try to invest the same amount in Apple as I did in Store Capital, but Store Capital just absolutely took off and it grew at very fast rates. Now, if we do go ahead and we take a look, if it would load here, that Store Capital over the last 3 or so months is doing absolutely amazing, being up at about 18% at one point. Now, I invested a total of about $8,000 into this company, and I have seen a total return of about $3,300. So actually, right here, $7,834. So whenever we do go back and we look at the Apple, I had invested about $6,100. So honestly, it was super close. I just haven't seen the returns on Apple that I have on Store Capital yet, but I do believe that it will happen at some point. So that is just some quick clarification of why in the world these holdings are just so badly weighted. Trust me, I'm not just a noob. I made a pretty good call on Store Capital there. But with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's jump back into the overall holdings that we have that are paid dividends, and let's take a look at this right here. Well, Store Capital, of course, is the biggest holding that I have in all of my portfolios. I'm currently sitting at 357 shares at an average cost of about $21.91. Now, Store Capital's stock price has gone from this up to about $31, which has led to a profit of about $3,251. Now, currently the dividend yield of Store Capital is about 4.65%, but since I did buy them so long ago and there has not been any changes in the stock price, the yield on cost that I have is substantially higher at 6.57%, which results in an annual income of $514. Now, with these three holdings alone, my annual income does now equal out to $682. We are getting very close to the $700 mark, and I'm pretty excited about that. Now, of course, this is the $1,000 dividend challenge. I've been trying to get this number to $1,000 for quite some time, but once I did change my focus from dividend stocks to growth stocks, I did see that fall from about $790 to about $680. But honestly, I am not mad about it because, again, all of these companies I do believe are super high growth. So getting an extra $600 to $700 every single year is definitely nothing to hurt at all. Now, my dividend yield is sitting at about 3.07%, but since I did buy a lot of these companies at fantastic prices, the yield on cost that I get is about 3.88%. So again, I am very, very excited to see some of these different payouts that I will be receiving over the year. I will let you guys know that Store Capital is currently pending a payment right now for January 15th, and I cannot wait to get that. Let's go ahead, let's jump on it. I will show you guys how much it is and how many shares I'm getting paid for it, all of the information around it. So as we can see here, we are currently pending a dividend from Store Capital for $125. Now, I'm only getting paid for about 349 shares, and as we can see over on this other website, that I currently have 357 shares, so the next dividend payout should be somewhere around maybe $130 roughly. Now, I'm getting 36 cents per share, and of course, again, at 349 shares at the time, I'm getting $125. Now, I am absolutely excited about this one. Just the fact that I will then be able to purchase maybe another 4 or 5 shares of this company simply off of them paying me. It just feels like they're just giving me free shares that will then give me free shares that will then give me free shares. And I'm not going to keep doing this, but you get the point. Now, I have gotten a few dividends over the last few months here, so I will cover them because I know I have not talked about that in a while. My last dividend payment was going to be on the 15th, and that was from Coca-Cola for $29.65. I did also receive a dividend from Apple over in November for $10.31. Now, this should be my next dividend that I do receive coming up. I think it's going to be sometime in the middle of February, if I do remember correctly. But I did have about the same shares whenever this one was announced that I do now. I think I have a few more. Yeah, so I have about 5 shares more. So maybe this dividend payment will go up to maybe like $11 or $12. But again, at the end of the day, Apple is not a company that I solely focus on dividends with. I had my last Store Capital dividend was October 15th, and that was for $88. So as you can tell, from 88 to 125, I have been putting in some work on buying some Store Capital shares. And then, of course, the one right before that was going to be Coca-Cola at $25.95. So it did also increase going on into December. So that will be all of the different dividend payments that I do get paid on Robinhood. I'm really excited to see how I can continue to grow these things because I do remember talking to you guys maybe about 5 months ago on why I made the switch from being a dividend investor over to being a growth investor. I think that long-term wise, dividend investing is absolutely amazing. Cannot lie, but I felt like in the time that we are in now, a lot of these growth stocks offer more opportunity than any other companies. I'm not even going to go into penny stocks, but just talking about companies like Apple and talking about companies, like the Store Capitals, who is a dividend payer, but they do offer a lot of short, midterm, and long-term growth. I just felt like it made more sense at my age, and only being 19 years old, to focus on growing up this portfolio here without having to pay taxes on dividends and without having to worry about all of that. But with that being said, I do still have some companies that I really do believe in. If Store Capital did not pay dividends whatsoever, I would still have this same amount of money invested into them because I think long term they have a lot of potential. Let me know what you guys' plans are going on into the future here. Did this year really give you any recognitions or realizations about what investment strategies you were going to use? I know going into this year, I was a full-blown dividend investor. And leaving last year, I was, just really just like a kind of growth and value and dividend investor. I don't really like to categorize myself into any different companies or different, subjects. So I don't know. I guess mine has changed a good bit over the last year. I'm very curious to see how yours have changed. So definitely let me know in the comment section below. What's your investment strategy? How do you plan on going into 2021? And what your overall dividend payout is. I hope you guys did enjoy this update video on what my stock portfolio is doing with dividends. Again, I don't want to leave anyone behind. I don't want to, not talk about my portfolio updates and not talk about Hyliion and not talk about the dividends, but as I do continue to expand and grow this channel subjects out. So definitely let me know if you did enjoy today's video. You can let me know again by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. With that being said, we are pushing out 2 to 3 videos every single day, so I will expect to see you guys soon. Peace.